Hola! Right now, you're probably being challenged by this lockdown that we are all facing, just like almost everyone else in the world. It's a very difficult situation, and that's why in this video, I would like to share some tips on how to stay sane and healthy during the quarantine period. Just like you, I'm adjusting to this situation and I live alone, which presents its own problems. But I know that living with other people can also have its own share of difficulties. So I've compiled some tips on how to survive this situation with a little help of some friends from other parts of the world. Of course, there are the very obvious things such as having enough food in your house and not eating all of them at the same time, having enough medicine like paracetamol so that you don't panic when you're sick, practicing social distancing, washing your hands, disinfecting everything that you come in touch with. All these are very basic if we are to survive. Aside from those very basic things, here are some things that could help us stay sane and healthy. One thing that I suggest you do is to limit your consumption of news. It's important to stay informed, but it's also important not to let the events consume you. The first week of quarantine, I read the news all the time, and I started to get really anxious about the future. Is the world going to end? Are the zombies going to arrive? And because I was exposed to so much news, particularly news that was happening in the Philippines, I started to get angry and really worried, and it was not really good for my mental and emotional health. In fact, I think it was starting to affect my physical health as well, so I just decided to limit my news consumption to a few minutes in the morning and a few minutes in the evening just to stay in touch with what's going on. And in light of this, I've also limited my exposure to social media because I read a lot of very upsetting things there as well. So I only chose the content that I would consume, just positive things that would make me feel happy. Another thing that I think is good to do is limit your consumption of Netflix or similar products, because it's so tempting to binge watch and just watch TV series and movies the whole day, and in the end you feel unproductive, and then you also end up staying up late, and all this is not really good for your health. Try to stick to a schedule. For those who are working from home, this is a bit easier, but for those who have no particular structure during the day, it's very important to have set hours for things, like the time that you sleep, the time that you wake up, and also it's good to set some time for your screen time, because it's so tempting to just be on your phone, on your iPad, or on TV the whole day. So set the time that you will spend with your friends online and the other family members. Just remember that you have to have some semblance of a schedule throughout your day. Having a schedule makes you feel like you have some control over your life, because right now, some of us are feeling a bit helpless about the situation. Next, it's very important to keep moving. Exercise is very important, especially during this time, so that our immune system doesn't break down. My friend Marie, who's a yoga instructor, knows very well the importance of trying to have an active lifestyle despite the circumstances.
One thing that keeps me sane during this lockdown is movement. So I unroll my mat and I do yoga when I feel like it, but lately I've been craving for more intense and short bursts of workouts. I've recently signed up for a challenge with a good friend of mine where we do 50 burpees in a day. Yes, we're just starting short. And because I don't have so much time, you can hear my daughters calling me. It's time for her bedtime. Coming! I like to do this workout because it's short and sweet, and my friend and I are accountable to each other. So we ask each other daily, oh, have you done your workout yet? In fact, after I put my daughter to bed, I'm gonna do the burpees and I'm gonna tell this friend of mine, I'm done for today. Are you?
There are so many videos out there that are available for you to follow. There are classes on Zumba, yoga, high-intensity workouts, and a lot of people are offering free classes. So now more than ever, you can take advantage of these free fitness classes online. You can even join actor Chris Hemsworth during his free online workouts. Just make sure you're not just watching Chris Hemsworth, but actually doing the exercises. If the thought of exercise is just too much for you to think about, then just look for ways that you can move around your house. I mean, I live in a very, very small apartment, but I managed to reach my 10,000 steps a day target just because I move whenever I can. For example, I'm microwaving something for a minute, then I walk around the apartment for that minute. Or if I'm cooking something and I have to wait for something to boil, I just use that time to walk around. My friend Kennie, who is a badminton coach and who is definitely keeping herself active during this time, has an interesting tip to keep you productive during the lockdown.
Hi, I'm Coach Kennie Asuncion, and since I've been staying home lately, well, what I like to do is to clean up the closet, the cabinets, try my best to declutter, because it's actually the perfect time to clean up your own houses, whether it's the cabinets, whether it's the ref. I mean, the ref is a pretty good place to start. You clean up everything you can, and it really feels good. After you've decluttered everything, everything feels lighter, the house feels so much better, and then I get that, you know, that good vibe, and so I have more energy to do more. And so what happens is I end up, you know, putting exercise together with my time. So I like cleaning up, you know, the cabinets, and then probably rest, have a good meal, and then do my exercises after. So I hope you're dealing well with the lockdown, and I hope that this will all be over soon.
Food, of course, is a very important concern for all of us, and this time is actually the best time to try cooking new things and bonding with family members by cooking things together.
Okay, so one of the things we've been doing all day, every day during quarantine is cooking. And for today, our snack is pancakes.
Speaking of food, my friends Lilliane and Candie have taken it a step further. Not only are they using cooking as a way to bond and spend time together, they're also recording the process so they can set up a cooking channel.
Hi, we're on lockdown, so we're doing a pasta recipe. It's called One Pot Pasta by Martha Stewart.
We're doing it because we're on lockdown, and Lilliane has already all these equipments with her, so might as well. This is the first episode of our cooking show.
Yes.
Making videos is a good project to have during this lockdown, whether you upload it somewhere or not. But one good thing really to do during this period is to work on projects that you have been having for a long time and that you've been putting off. Now is the time to do it.
One thing I plan to do during this lockdown period is to finish a photo book I promised my mom and my aunt of our trip to New York last year.
You know, if you want to practice playing the guitar, if you want to read a book, if you want to start a blog, if you want to start writing a journal, this is the time to organize your thoughts and work on these projects, and you will end up feeling more productive. Another thing you can do is to just learn something new. Right now, there are so many free courses online. I think people have been, you know, institutions have been responding to this need of people to do something with their time. And so there's so many free things. In fact, like I'm taking up a graphic design course that I saw for free. And then there are other courses offered even by universities like Harvard or Stanford. You can also find a lot of these free courses on Instagram and Facebook. One other thing to keep us busy and entertained during this time is to play games, whether alone or with friends online, just like my friend Brooks does.
Hey Alex, so I am quarantined here in the US, which I think has been a little bit easier for me, maybe as compared to those quarantined in Madrid. We have a little bit more freedom, and also the state where I am living, we have not a super high number of confirmed cases, so it's been a little bit more relaxed, but I am basically staying inside all day, every day, working from home. So what has really been getting me through this is playing games. I play online games on my computer. I play The Sims by myself. And I also play PlayStation games with some friends here in the US and also in other countries, which is really fun, just a way to keep in touch. And I also have a deck of cards which I play solitaire with, just on the floor next to my bed, probably once a day. And my favorite, I think, well, our favorite, I should say, is Settlers of Catan, which is an app you can download through Steam, either on Windows or Mac. Catan is really fun because you have the IM chat there within the game, so you can chat with your friends as you're playing. You can play with up to, I think, 4 people, so it's kind of nice to get a group together to play as well, a group of friends. And you have multiple versions of the game through this app, and it is free. It's all free, which is also really nice, while money can be a bit tight for some people right now. So games have definitely been the main thing getting me through this self-isolation.
Make it a habit and incorporate it into your schedule to get in touch with your friends. Actually, I've spoken to a lot of friends whom I haven't spoken with for like years, and I think this is one good effect of the quarantine. It's people are getting in touch with you, they're reaching out to you right now, because now is, you know, we're all trapped in the house, so it's now a good time to like catch up with people that you haven't seen in a very long time. I have regular happy hour sessions with my friends, and I talk with my family, and I do avoid using Zoom now because I've read so many things about security issues with this. I actually prefer to use Facebook for these chats because of the filters. One thing that I've found that helps for me is meditation. I never really did it before, but now I'm doing it every night because I've been having problems sleeping. You know, you're a bit worried about what's happening in the world, and you know, you're maybe worried about the future. So meditation is a good way to calm your mind so that you can sleep well, which you really need to do to keep up your immune system, and also to manage your emotions. I use some free meditation apps which I think have been super helpful. And in fact, I've seen like a free meditation course being offered by Oprah and Deepak Chopra. It's also very important to be grateful. If you're alone like me, be grateful for the time you have to reflect on your life, to have some time for yourself, to care for yourself. And if you're with family, be grateful for the time that you spend with them, because although you might get on each other's nerves once in a while, you will never have as much time as you do right now to spend with your loved ones. Be grateful for the food that you have, and be grateful for your health. And I think most of all, be grateful for the internet, because this is the way that we are staying connected with the rest of the world. And I think we would have gone a little bit crazy if we did not stay connected with the outside world and with the people we love outside of our homes at this point. Also, like my friend Karmina says, it's very important to have a positive state of mind.
What keeps me going? I just believe. I believe that everything is going to be okay. And I relish the fact that I get to live out each day that passes, because it's a blessing that not a lot of people are able to do these days. And I'm not just talking about the thousands upon thousands of people who have passed on because of this dreaded virus. I'm talking about the frontliners who are out there day in and day out, risking their lives so that we may live.
One very good way to use your time during the lockdown is to find a way to help. There are many organizations asking for help, whether for helping the health workers or just people in need. You can do it financially, but you can also help just by giving your time, whether by making masks, helping make meals, because helping others will benefit, of course, other people, but it will also benefit you. How are you coping with the lockdown? What are the things that are keeping you sane and healthy? Do let me know in the comment section below. Stay safe and stay home. Until next time, ciao chicos!